All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I got the lovely Avana Intuitive. So, welcome
Hi,
this lovely
everybody.
person on my right, this blonde, beautiful person right next to me,
Whoop.
respectfully. So, I
I
don't know.
never get it straight. It's
I
one of these.
pointed right. Yes. So, yes. There you go. There. So, yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yes, indeed. Good to see you guys too. So big shout out to all the people who are in the chat and Ivana especially too. Thank you for taking the time to just be here for a bit too. I know you're a busy
Absolutely.
woman. You got so much stuff to do. You got things to do, bills to pay, energy to take care of too. And I totally get it because we all kind of have to be on our
Absolutely.
spiritual journey too, whether we're paying the bills, if we're changing something valuable.
I'm
Uh,
still human, right? I'm still
right,
three
exactly.
dimensional in many ways. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm human too, so it's kind of like if I make a mistake, I'll own it, and it's
yeah,
just like we're
there
all
are no
human. We're all here
mistakes
to support each
anyway.
other. Yes, so let's say hi to people in the chat. Mama Bear, she says hi, Jay and Ivana.
Hi,
I'll be
Mama
back in a
Bear.
few minutes.
Hi,
All good.
Gertrude.
Gertrude, I had a lovely show with her. She's
Did
amazing.
you?
She's a sweetheart. I mean,
Yes.
when I have her on my channel, I learn something new from her every single time. So it's just,
So
she's a
nice.
sweetheart. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
that's nice. Yeah, that's absolutely, yeah, very nice.
Cool, cool. So yes, indeed, Mama Bear, good to see you. What's up? What's up? So, Ivana, if you want to share a little bit about yourself and what you want to talk about too, because we were talking about Reiki before we start. So it's kind of like if you want to talk about demystifying the kind of spiritual practices and tools that
Yeah.
we hear from chakras to Reiki to yoga, if you want to share about yourself or what you do and what you like to do, etc., you got the floor. So,
Okay, well, very good. I mean, we were talking earlier, it was, I hate to say this, about 30 years ago when
it's
I was
okay.
about four.
Four. Ooh,
I'm
let
kidding.
me
I was
take
in
a
my
second.
20s and I was sitting at work in my corporate job one day and
Right.
with my suit on and doing my work and, all the corporate stuff. And I remember thinking, there was a point in my life or in a previous life where I was healing with my hands. And I really didn't think much more than that. I'm like, I just know that I've done that. And then I got a reading with somebody who told me, they said, they're like, this is only like your second time. And this resonates with me. I can't prove it or anything, but it resonates with me that this is only like your second time being on Earth. The first time you were on Earth, you were a healer and you did Reiki or you healed with your hands in Atlantis when everything was good before it got all corrupt in that. But that I was,
Right.
I was doing healing then, and and that makes a lot of sense to me. And then I had a friend about 2 years ago say to me, I have a friend who teaches Reiki. And I thought, you know what? I don't
Mhm.
even know what Reiki means. I don't know what it is. I didn't look it up on the internet or anything, but I scheduled a session with this person. And that's what I told her when I showed up. I said, you know what? I don't even know what this is or what I'm sitting here going to learn. And she said, it's basically learning. You bring the energy down, through your chakras and through your hands, and you kind of, you move energy, you balance energy with your hands. And I said, oh my gosh, that's like all of a sudden it like clicked in with that thought that I had when I was in my 20s. I'm like, yeah, I did that in the past. I healed with my hands. And she was like, well, it's kind of good that she's like, you're kind of always, I don't want to say the best student, but it's good that you just came here. You were just drawn to this session. And then I ended up taking classes with her too. And anyway, so it's just real nice. And that's what we were talking about before, as far as like healing with your hands. And then also like having that energy going through your chakras. And
Mm.
this morning I was in the car with one of my friends, and I didn't know she was really into any of this like spiritual stuff, Reiki, chakras, um, law of one, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Excuse me. And I said something to her, and she said, what about this Reiki stuff? And I was like, oh, got a little opening, the door
Oof.
opens.
It's like, ooh, the good shit. Let's go.
I was like, oh.
Right? Yeah, that's exactly it.
And it was really a nice conversation. We only had about a 15-minute car ride, so it wasn't a real long conversation. But I just said, yeah, I had this. I just what I told you as far as healing with my hands, and I feel like I've been here. This is only like my second time on Earth, anyway, so she said, "Oh," she said, "Can you like, can I get a Reiki reading like over the phone?" She said, "I don't know if that would work." And I'm like, "Of course it works because when you send the energy out, it just goes. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter if it's
the
a phone
distance of
line."
tuning and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. So anyway, oh, hi Ron. I see Ron's in the room.
Well, look who it is. What's up, bro? Good to see you. What's up, man? We were talking about you earlier. Good stuff too. So big shout out
I'll
to
see you
you.
later, Ron.
Yeah, and I'll watch your show too, man. If you want me on there too, I'll definitely drop by.
Absolutely.
So good to see you, big bro. Shout out to you.
So anyway, so that's what we were talking about. It was just really nice to talk with her too, and kind of demystify it. She wasn't, we were just talking about kind of a lot of things too, about how, I personally don't believe that there is like a hell, and nor did she, and I never knew that. She kind of said, "I just think you kind of go somewhere and like atone for, things that you've done," and I said, "Yeah, that's what I have kind of heard, and that resonates with me. That, when you pass on, you go and you have your down, where you kind of live your life again, and then you see not only what you did, but you get to experience how other people feel, how you've treated
Yeah.
them. They'll feel how you felt." And yeah, she said that's kind of how she felt. So it was just a really nice conversation with her, and you know, I never knew that that she thought along those lines, and like I said, it was just nice. So that
Yeah,
was it.
you brought up a lot of good stuff when it comes to what you're explaining, because it's like, even like with me growing up, because I was growing up Christian, if you did like
Yes,
bad things, you go to hell. It's like,
right.
I was like, dang, like that's pretty heavy on the soul. But it's kind of like when I got into like these other spiritual practices, like with Reiki and with yoga too, because that's a lifestyle itself more than just the asana poses, staying up in a headstand and all that. But it's kind of like how you can practice non-harm to yourself and towards everything around you. So it's kind of goes hand in hand. And it's just like, amazing too, like how it's just like, when we take the time for ourselves to really just, work on ourselves and really just really debunking all the kind of stuff that we've been programmed in our minds too. Like if there's a hell if you did something bad, because we're human, we make mistakes. It's
Right.
kind of like, going to a place that's eternal, that's fiery, stinky, and all that. It's like, hell no, I don't want to do that shit. It's like, no, but it's kind of like, because we all got to learn from our mistakes too,
Well,
either
that's the
good and bad.
thing.
Yeah, it's like,
You know,
this planet's like a big lesson too. And it's kind of like, we could create the kind of world that we want to see. It could be beautiful and it could be kind of crazy. So
absolutely.
it's like, or make sure
And
to do.
I mean, I've said this in the past, and I said it to her today actually, and she liked it. And I saw it on a bumper sticker years ago, which is, "Life is the school, love is the lesson," and that's
Oh, that
true,
should be a.
right?
Hold
Yeah,
up.
it's a
Oh,
bumper
see this
sticker,
video
right?
and mark that down on my journal. Hold the hell. Oh, that's some profound shit right there. See my English. And you could cuss all you want to, honestly. Keep it real. And I say awesome, I guess. You want to keep it real, just keep it a buck. Just share what's on your heart. Just let it flow. So,
Yeah.
and
So I thought, well, that's kind of true.
yeah.
We're really just down here to learn how to love each other. And then I looked
Mhm.
at it as far as, like the law of one, and that we're all one. I realize if I don't like someone, or I have an issue with someone, well, then I don't like myself, or I'm having, you know what I mean? We're all just one. So I really try to just keep an open heart and keep, positive thoughts and positive, and just, you know, in fact, she asked me, she said, "How did you get started, or when did you get started in this?" And I said, yes, Ron, I agree that that was built on
Preach
fear.
on, bro. Keep talk your shit. Metaphor for
Yep,
speaking your truth. Exactly. Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely, man. And hello to Divinely Guided and
Yes,
Amanda Carroll. Good to see you both. If I didn't say hi to you guys, so much love to all you guys who are showing up. If I didn't say hi to you, much love to you guys also. Not ignoring you. I'm
absolutely.
just really just listening. Let Ivana talk, and this is her show. So if you guys want to check her out, her channel, it's in the chat and in the description below if you're watching the replay. So
Thank you. And I would
yeah,
love
all
it
that.
if you haven't, if you could please subscribe, and, and like and share. That would be appreciated
Mm-hmm.
too. But that's what she asked me. She said, "How did you kind of get into all this, or when did you get into it?" And I said, "Well, a couple of years ago." And she said, "Well, how? What led you this to like this new like spirituality that you're following?" And I said, "Well, one day I was getting ready for work, and I just thought, you know what, I'm not happy. And there's no reason for me not to be happy. I have every blessing. I mean, but something's missing." And that's when I realized that I thought, well, what is my essence? Let me go back down to the base. What is the essence of me? And I thought, well, I am love. And I thought,
Mm.
a lot of people are going to think that's corny. And then I thought, I don't care because that's what I am. I'm
And
fine.
that's a beautiful attitude to have because honestly, I've done a lot of healing too. It's kind of like because I was like a couple years ago, I was kind of like weary when it comes to my last relationship. I was like, why am I having this damn anger that I have? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let this shit go. I have nothing against my ex, but I ain't gonna
Right.
tolerate the shit that she did before. So it's like, hey, it is what it is. We had a good time. It's like, I learned some good things and some unfortunate things about her too, but it's kind of like, it's all let it go. It is what it is on my part. But it's like, man, like I looked at back to myself like, dang, I was holding this all along. I was like, I had to learn to let all that go. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like in that love state too, to where you can just be gentle on yourself. And that's like the principles with Reiki and with yoga too. Because it's
Yeah.
like you can learn about the symbols with the chokure and the distant Hansa, then because that's
Haunted
like the
they
most
show
difficult
that. Yeah.
thing to do. Draw. It's like, dang, I know the power one and the grounding one too, but it's kind
Do
of like,
Dokai Mio, I think. Dokai
yeah,
Mio,
yeah,
Toku Ray,
yeah,
Haunted they
and
show them.
yeah, exactly. And I think the grounding one too, because it's kind of like a zigzag, so it's like raku, so it's like
Yeah.
grounding symbol.
Yeah.
So that's a really one of my favorites because grounding is very powerful, especially when it comes to yoga, because it's like it's not just about grounding your feet and which is part of it with the asana practice, but when it comes to just really just relaxing, just chilling out, and really just letting your mind relax and just really come out of that place and really into yourself, it really kind of really could take you far too. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'll just leave it at that because I'm still
Yeah.
practicing every day.
Yeah. Same. I mean, same here. I mean, I don't do yoga anymore. Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Very
That's
true.
good.
Talk your
I
stuff.
mean, it doesn't really matter. I've learned that I really don't care how anybody feels about it. It's my reality. It's your reality. Whatever resonates, and move forward. And we're all on our own journey. We're here to create. We're here to learn how to love each other and stay at. I believe we all are one. If I and it's
Mhm.
kind of funny too because I was watching something. This was a couple years ago, and the person that was talking said, we don't realize that like our lungs need oxygen. And well,
Yeah, the prana energy, that's like what prana really means, life energy. So with that breath, breath work is a really powerful practice to really help connect with that too. And how you go, like, say slow or go fast, it really depends on how you do it too in your own way. Just really
right.
going at your own pace, at your own time. So yeah.
And that's true. And then he did say, he said, well, and like this tree produces oxygen. So basically my lungs need this oxygen, this tree for the oxygen. So half of my lungs are right here in this tree. You see what I mean? Like
I got
that's
mud
how
trees over there too. Shoot.
right. That's how like one we are. You know what I mean? Without this
Right.
tree, I don't have oxygen. So basically half my lungs are sitting here in this tree because I need the
Exactly.
oxygen it produces. And it's just, it just we're just so interconnected.
Yeah,
But
we
but
are.
but and that's another thing we were talking about before we got started too, was just like how like YouTube and all this is just really is making our earth, which now has 8 billion people on it, but making our earth so much smaller. I was in a class
Mm.
yesterday and there was about 12 of us, and there was somebody from Australia, two people from England, somebody from Oklahoma, I'm in Ohio, Canada. It's amazing. Like we are having
Right.
a real time discussion and helping each other. It was very cathartic, actually. In fact, one of the
Mm.
people was explaining what they were going through, and they were crying and really just releasing. And I think too because of the full moon and and Cancer and all that. But it was like it was really powerful, and I just thought, wow, look at how we can all talk to each other. I mean,
Right. No wonder I planted over 100 trees. Hey, 100 trees is
you
good, man. I'm
see,
telling you, trees are the most important plants in our planet too, because it grows food, it gives us oxygen, it protects us from the sun
absolutely
too.
the
And I'm a
shade.
big
Yeah,
advocate of that too. Trees are our best friends, so hug a
yep.
tree, kiss it. If you spend time with it too, that's cool too. So trees are awesome. So
Yep. In fact, I actually had to have a tree removed because it was diseased and it just needed to be, it needed
yeah,
to be cut down. It needed to be removed, and it was dry. It was a little bit trying for me because I didn't want to do it. I tried to save it, but it wasn't
right.
to be. So, but that's okay because that energy just goes. They chopped it up, and it'll go, and just
Right,
be
right.
regenerated. It's not gonna go away. The energy's there. You can't make it.
Yeah,
You
you
can't
can't destroy
destroy
the
it.
roots, you know?
Right, right. Yeah.
Right,
So the
right.
energy
That's like in
will just
any
move
plant,
in.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
You
with
know,
essential oils too. I didn't mean to interrupt you too.
that's
It's
okay.
like,
No, go ahead.
because it's like how they distill it. They always make sure when it comes to the plant that it's still there too, so but not destroying the roots, with the
Oh,
tear.
that
That's
makes
how they
sense. And
yeah,
that's,
it's a
that's what actually Cash Peters said that he just read on, or he's read on trees and that, and he said basically like to eat vegetables or to eat plants, it's their life force is like in their seed or down in their roots, and they
mhm.
want you to eat their fruit and their leaves. That's okay because their life
Yeah,
force is
especially
like
the ones
that.
that gets consumable too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Amanda, exactly. Yes. Even emojis. Yes, speak your truth.
Yes.
Tree huggers unite. So, you might call Captain Planet up in here too. So with what's the guy's name? Don Cheadle. He played Captain
I
Planet.
don't
He was
know.
War Machine in the Marvel Universe. Shout out to him. But now he was Captain Planet. He played a good Captain Planet. So he made a sequel to that movie. I'll watch it, honestly. So yeah, definitely. And if you want to plant your trees, Ron, you gotta give me tips how to do that because I got a big tree
Yeah,
at home.
really.
I got a rose bush too. So
Do you?
Mhm.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it grows pink roses and purple because usually when I was a kid, my grandpa had like white and red roses too. It was really beautiful in
Oh,
his front yard.
beautiful.
So
My grandma
they-
had a lot of roses too.
yeah, roses are a very like intimate and feminine kind of plant too. So it's like either essential oil form or just flower form. It's just
And
very
they're beautiful, but they have thorns.
but right next to them, like you get poked. I'm telling you, right? Exactly.
Right.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, and it's like with Reiki, because like I tend to just like practice Reiki like on myself, and just when
Hmm.
it comes to any kind of creative, fun practices that can help us in our own spiritual journey, and with the people who voted for starting with these kind of topics today too. It's kind of like with you, Ivana, like what are your favorite activities that you love to like really to integrate with Reiki too, if you want to share that.
Well, actually, I do have some like as far as like knee pain and things like that. So I will do it on myself. And also, I have two old dogs. I
Oh, I got
rescued.
one next to me
Yeah.
too. I'm excited. It's my cousin's dog. She just came in our room. It's like, oh, how she hopped up in my bed. My cards aren't tore up. My things ain't up. I was like, oh, she's just chilling. So she's a little sleep. She's sleeping right next to my laptop.
And
She's
doesn't it make it nice? It just like
yeah.
elevates the energy when they come around. But I rescued two dogs about 3 years ago. So I was told they were 10 years old. So I'm assuming they're 13. I've rescued many dogs in the past, and sometimes they don't always tell you the correct age.
Right,
So
right,
I go with the age they tell me, but then I don't, I take it with a grain of salt. So
right,
they
right.
said they were 10. Both of them were 10. They were a bonded pair. And so that's why I took both of them. My husband and I took both of them. And now they're 13, and the one is having seriously some hip issues, some back leg issues.
Yeah.
He's an American bulldog, and he's over 100 pounds. Oh
Oh,
my gosh, his name
big
is
boy.
Sarge. Oh, is he
Like
Sarge?
Sergeant Carter, like the wrestler. Oh, that's cool. Sarge, that's a
He's
cool
such a
one.
good boy. He's such a little.
Oh,
He's just a little tender-hearted sweetie pie.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I've been doing some Reiki on him on his back legs, and I'm in his back hips, and he's kind of nice. It gives me time to get on the floor next to him, and I'll usually do it when he's sleeping, because the funny thing is I always think and I don't know how other people are with their dogs, but I've always kind of had big dogs, and when I get on the floor with them and lay with them, they don't really like it. They're like, "Hey, this is
Mm.
my dog bed. This is my space,
Like,
right?"
hold up, what are you doing in my
Yeah.
bed? What? It's
They
like
kind
with me and
of look at
Ricky.
me like, "Why are you
Yeah,
bothering me?" So I kind of
yeah,
do it when
yeah,
he's sleeping, and I think he's improving over the last couple of days, and it's good practice for me.
yeah.
So,
That's
so I
cool.
have been. I always try to do a little bit, and in the mornings, and I don't always have time every morning, but I have a list of friends and people I work with and people acquaintances that I have that I will do send Reiki energy to in the morning. People that are having issues, health issues,
Right.
whatever their issues are. Sometimes they don't have any issues, but I just think it's a nice thing to send them a little bit of energy. I do it for about 10 or I don't do it a long time, 10 or 15 minutes.
That's cool. Like, just really, when it comes to just, honoring that intention, like whether it's like 10 minutes or five, that's really makes a difference. So it's like
Yeah.
being a healthy conduit too. And it's kind of what I learned too with my Reiki session I did on Udemy, because a friend of mine and Katie Moonchild, shout out to her, because I was
Yeah,
like, there's some stuff that you could do a course for like 30, I was like $30 really, because some I was the one that's gonna do it was comes like 200. I was gonna do it, but I was like, I could save the money, I could put into something else. So it's kind of like with more equipment for my live streams and all
oh,
that. So it's
absolutely.
like, like I found a course on Udemy and it's really cool too. And it was like the best rated 5 stars. I was like, I want to give it a shot, try it for
Yeah,
2022. So practicing Reiki, send it to Reiki, my pets, my family, my dad, myself especially. It's really powerful and really just going at my own pace. It's really cool too. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really fun doing it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, and divinely guided. What is she sharing? I'm an avid gardener. Once you and my forever home, I'll plant trees and fruits and veggies. Oh yeah, that's cool. You got the cool garden now, divinely guided. That's cool.
I like your, what is that? The like the emoji. What's that image? What's that? What do you guys call that? With this
Which
like
one?
the Egyptian thing by her name, like where your pictures. What is
Oh,
that
you mean
called?
like with the something eye, right? I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, that is
Yeah,
really cool. I like
that's really
that.
cool.
I've
Yeah, I
been
know that
doing,
really means something too, right?
yeah, that's like your third eye. And if you
Yeah, the
look
third
at
eye.
how it
Yeah.
is in your head, if you take a slice out of your a slice through your head, that's actually how it looks. And the
Mhm.
Egyptians took that. I've been doing kind of, and I'm just starting to scratch the surface on the emerald tablets. And that is, what Toth wrote like 15,000 years ago. And they basically, they believe that like the Bible is based on it and that. And I really, it's just very interesting. And then he went into Egypt. He was around for like 15,000 years, but very interesting. I don't understand it as much as I would like to, but that's when
Oh,
I saw that Egyptian divinely guided, that's what made me think of that.
okay. I have to look that up too. So that sounds cool because, I like to learn different cultures about deities. That's like I'm a big fan of Hercules. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, this is the first guy that inspired all these other heroes like Superman and Batman and all that. I was like, I'm gonna look into his origins. This is, there's a lot of different versions of Hercules over the next
Yes.
century. Because there's like, the original one with Heracles, and then they stitched the Roman version with Hercules. And then it's kind of like, I grew up in the 90s because the 90s version was my favorite because he's a really good dude, but the actor nowadays is kind of crazy. That's another story. So it's like, it's just like that's how I named my channel after that character. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool. It's inner strength, and it's kind of represent that too. And it's
Yep.
just like with the Egyptians too, because I don't know if you ever seen the Mummy with the Brendan Fraser and all that with the movies.
I don't think I saw it. I might have, but I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah, it was really popular in like the early 2000s, late 90s, and it was kind of like talking about the Egyptian culture with I can't forget his name though. It was something Egyptian, but it was kind of like it kind of saw that third eye kind of thing too with the symbol.
Yeah.
I was like, that's interesting. And then learning about the Scorpion King, I researched it, but it's kind of really it was like a little bit of other stuff that's different, but it's kind of like with the Scorpion King was actually kind of real in some ways too. So I was like,
Yeah. A lot
that's
of this stuff
interesting.
is like is based on like real characters and
Yeah, it was wild.
real things that were going on back then.
Oh yeah, Imhotep. That's the character's name. Yeah, the villain. So it was kind of like literally researching that name. I was like, oh, that's actually an Egyptian name. And was looking it up and all that. And this like with ISIS and
Oh
you know
yeah.
um, all that too. So and the other one too, it's like he's one of them in my. Let me see if I can find a card. It's all about wisdom. So it's. Give me a second. So
That's okay. Take your time.
Oh, yeah, Anubis. So yeah, Anubis. He was in the Mummy Returns movie too. So with the Scorpion King, I was like, wait, that's Anubis. I was like, I have to look. I was like, that guy can portray him
I
the
check out
villain.
my cards. Does
He's in this
it
car. What the hell? So it's like, oh shit. So
exist?
that was pretty wild. And The Rock especially because you can't forget him. So it's like
Yeah.
that's awesome. He played a villain. It was like an animated version. So I was like, then you played the hero version of him. It was like the Mummy origins of the Scorpion King. But
Yep.
that's another story.
Yeah.
But it's cool that you can learn from different cultures, especially with deities also, and how you can really just practice that in your self-care practice too. Like because like my other favorite, my favorite goddess is Aphrodite. It's like I don't know why, but I just find her energy
The
really
goddess of love.
and I was like, okay, okay. I don't want to be like, I don't like to be stuck over. I was like, okay, goddess of love, Aphrodite, and other forms of goddesses of love too in different cultures. So Aphrodite was like my first crush of goddesses too. So I was like, huh. Seeing her on TV, like someone who's portraying her, I was like, okay, she's they always portray her as the blonde. No offense, but it's like
I
she was
get it.
blonde. She was just, not ditzy, but she was very like
I
cheery.
get it. No worries.
I was like, oh shit, okay. I'm like, I'm looking feeling this, but I have to research it with Aphrodite, and there's various different versions of her. Redhead, there's a brunette. I was like, oh okay. Then there's one that transforms to the person's taste, so she could transform from a blonde to a black woman to a redhead back. I was like, whoa, okay. I was like, shit, that's really wicked. But it's just like how the rose. I think the rose flower is really connected to Aphrodite, if that's really
That
true
would
too.
make sense.
So yeah,
I
because
don't
it's
know
like
for sure, but that would make sense. But it's
yeah.
funny you were talking about Aphrodite because I feel a strong connection to Archangel Metatron.
Oh, that's my
I
dude.
don't know why. Okay.
That's my
It
dude.
just,
Him and
yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just do. Right. I feel a strong connection to him. Turns out that he was, I believe, Enoch, which is in the Bible, that he was one of
Mhm.
the two archangels that have walked the earth, and then he was pulled out to be,
Like Jesus,
with,
right? Like the
yeah.
Bible. Yeah.
And then it turns out that he was also like they believe, from what I'm studying, that he was Thoth that created the emerald tablets like
Mm.
15,000 years ago or 36,000 years ago or whatever it is. So you just like I keep running into things that make me like that have connections with Metatron because I'm learning
Mm.
things in different areas, and I'm like, oh, Thoth is like Metatron. Metatron was like Enoch, which was
You
you
said
see, it's
toast,
like they
right?
all,
Hold up.
yeah, yeah.
Toast.
He's like the bird,
Yeah, I know you're talking
THOTH,
about. I
yeah,
got a part of him too. Hold up.
because
This guy?
yes, that's him. Yes, I
Yeah.
love that guy.
It's him. Yeah, that's him. Toth. He's in this
Yes,
part. Yeah. That's the dude. He's a cool
absolutely.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has that mask on. It's like a bird that basically digs their beak way down into the ground to get food, and that's represents him that he's like he digs way down to get the truth, like and knowledge. You see what I mean? That's why they put that like
Mm.
mask on him, or why he's represented like that. But anyway, so I just keep running into things that are all connected. And I thought, oh, this is kind of interesting, Metatron and Toth and Enoch. And then I also feel a connection to Archangel Uriel, but I don't know why. Well, then I was watching something the other day, and they said that actually Archangel Uriel, when Metatron was Enoch and he was on the earth, Uriel came down and showed Enoch how the cosmos worked, all the galaxies, all the planets, like tried to
Mm.
teach
Like a
him all
Mercury.
that, or did teach him all that. So I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, here's another connection. So I just feel like I'm just doing these deep dives and all this stuff, and I'm just totally enjoying it. And I'm just taking my time. I'm not any historian or any kind of expert.
All
I'm
right.
just going through things and just like, wow, that's pretty neat.
That's cool to learn though, because Metatron is my dude, and with Jesus also, because like with even like with the Greek deities and Roman, and with Christian also, because I was raised Christian, but it's like
Sure.
I'm not religious about it. I'm just more spiritual with it and apply it with other
Right.
spiritual practices. But it's like kind of like I still rock with Jesus and Metatron and Hercules and Zeus. It's like it's kind of like like I always see pictures when I learn about different cultures with deities, like they're all together too, like with Buddha, Jesus, Metatron. I was like,
Yes.
and Uriel too, and ironically, and this is not gonna believe it too, with Samael. You probably know him as the devil. So it's like, oh wait a minute, because
There's
I don't
so
think I've
much
ever.
more for me to learn, right?
Yeah, have you ever seen a show called Lucifer on Netflix?
I think I saw like one show of it and it was like,
Oh,
whoa,
it
is it like
debunks the
crazy? My
craziness
husband,
of
I
the
think,
devil.
watched it because he was telling me
Yeah,
about it once, and I'm like, whoa.
it's wild. It's not what you expect. Because I was like, I thought it was gonna be dark and crazy, and it's based off of DC Comics Vertigo. But when you watch it, I was like, it's really debunking the myths of when it comes to the devil. I was like, wow. Like,
I'm
oh,
writing that down because he
holy
told me
crap!
about
I was
that a
like,
while ago, and I keep forgetting to watch it. But well, and also talking about healing and that, I just wanted to show you this again. This like wind chime that my husband got me for Christmas. I thought it was just
yeah.
gorgeous. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Oh, that is so cool.
Isn't it? And you just like I like cleanse my space with it.
That is so cool. Did you
Thank
find it
you.
on Amazon? Your husband got you that, right?
Yeah, he got it for me at
Oh,
one of the local places. In fact, if you can believe this, we were talking earlier, there is actually a sound therapy center that just opened up locally. Right? Who would think it?
man, that is
And
cool.
they sell them, and they also, I took one session with them. They have these like chairs that you can lounge in, and they just play all these gongs. It's sound therapy. It was just amazing. I just totally enjoyed it. It just clears the
Mm,
space and clears your head. And the
right.
worst part is you can't fall asleep because you want to fall asleep because it's actually really
Oh, you
relaxing.
can't
You can
fall
fall asleep,
asleep.
but you can't snore.
Oh, hold up. Let me tell you a story. I mean, if my friends are listening to this, Paula and Rosie, shout out to you guys. Because one time, I think it was, at least it was a month ago, it was in 2022. It was in like, no, I think it was December. It was early December. I fell asleep when the sound bath, because they have like the crystal singing bowls that I have to use in
Yeah.
my live streams. I was like, like, oh, like I met my friend Travis there too. It's like, I was like, oh, I needed that sleep. And it was kind of like, hey, like I've been to so many sound baths where people were literally fall asleep, and one person actually snored and no one said anything. It was like they needed to sleep. And it's kind of like, I had to host a sound bath too. I'll encourage people, if you need to sleep from a busy day, that's actually you're actually listening to what your body needs. So it's like, hey, go
Well,
for it.
I have to tell you, when I did the sound bath thing, I actually bought
Right.
a ticket for my husband. So he was like laying next to me in his chair, and I was laying here, and I could hear him snoring, which then made me start to try to. I had to hold back giggling because I'm like, oh my gosh, he's snoring, right? So then he stopped snoring, which I was glad. And then when it was over, he came, when we were talking, he said, "Did you rub my ankles when I was?" I said, "No, but you were snoring." And the guy doing the gonging, he said, "No, I'll rub your ankle. Like, I'll rub the ankle so you wake up." He's
Oh
like, "It's like
shit.
a complimentary ankle massage." Or,
I was like, wait, how come there's manly hands touching my ankle? It's my wife did it. I get it. I get you, bro. I get it. Because I
So
was
he
saying
was
the
like,
same
"Were you
thing.
rubbing my ankles?" I'm like,
I was like, this
"No."
dude, like, you gotta ask for consent to rub my ankles, dude. What the heck? Consent, consent, man. Did you hear that? And so
Yeah,
I'm
he was kind
serious.
of freaked out about
Yeah, consent is always important. That's why I always speak in this channel. Like, always ask for consent.
it.
Guys,
Well,
if some other guys rubbing your leg without your consent, so like, hey, you just ask me first before you rub my leg. So it's kind of like, women too. I'm just keeping a buck. It's like, asking
you
for
were so
consent.
funny. He was a little freaked out about it too, but I was like, "Well, you can't. They didn't want you to sleep, I don't know."
But
That
that's me saying it too, because it's like, that's what I learned from my yoga teacher training. Because sometimes you have to adjust people and touching them too. And I was like, well,
Yeah,
okay, I get that. But if like I want to help someone, if it's the opposite sex, I don't want to get accused of something I didn't know.
absolutely.
So it's like, that's how I say, is it okay for all you guys if I
Yes.
adjust you to say yes?
Yeah.
If you want to say no, just really say that. So that's why I say consent, consent, consent. Not just keeping a buck with that. So. And look at Ron Sherrod too. Hold on, hold on. He must be had it honestly. Yes, Ron with the puns. Yes.
It was funny.
Oh my
I
goodness.
couldn't. I was like, if I start giggling, they're gonna kick me out. Okay, so it was everything to hold back and not giggle. When I heard him start, snoring, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't believe this.
Right, right.
But
Oh my
anyway, we got through it. But they just on New Year's Eve, they actually did an all night, which I did not go to it, but they were doing an all night like sound bath, like with those gongs going like all night. I was like, I
do
don't
they
know if I
use
could
gongs or
take it.
crystal singing bowls?
It was gongs, like
Oh, so
yeah.
usually use like a crystal singing bowls, because gong, like my, and this is just that's my friend's reference, but it's kind of like sometimes gongs are loud, and
They
people
are
use crystal
very
singing
loud. We
bowls.
did it for like an hour and a half, and it was in some
Yeah.
ways for me relaxing, but in some ways a little bit jolting. It was fine. I didn't have a problem with it, but it was those are loud.
Yeah, they can be
Especially
loud.
when they're really gonging on.
Most other artists use crystal singing bowls because it's loud, but in the ways it's really like tolerable. So it's kind of
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So
something
that's
I
what
would
I was
like
wondering.
in
And
you.
and maybe I got it wrong. Maybe for Christmas or maybe for New Year's Eve it was gonna just be crystal singing bowls. Maybe I don't remember, but I remember just thinking, I don't know if I could do that for like 6 or 7 hours. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
it
because
could
the
be
body
quite
needs to.
intense.
Yeah, exactly. Ex- Well, 6 or 7 hours. Wow. I mean, you gotta have an
Yeah.
intermission. I was like, hey, can you sit
They
down
did
and
say you could leave the room as needed, but I was like, yeah, I think I'll skip that one.
yeah, usually like an hour for a couple of hours at least. You could do a like a sound bath session.
It
Especially
was
with
like
like
an hour
music.
and a half when I went, or an hour and 15 minutes, and that was enough.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Because
Yeah.
usually, like my friends who do like sound baths in our county too, it's like they do like at least like 2 hours at least. So it's kind of like you depending on the group that comes to. It could be a large group, it could be a small one. It really depends on the day and the time. But
Yeah.
it's just like what people can get from it is very powerful because it's like how, like, especially how someone does it. They can like allow people to share their feelings about it before with the topic of the full moon, the wolf moon, strawberry moon, or the eclipse, or whatever kind of topic it is too. And it's like, really depending on who it is, and how you like, create that kind of event for people. It can really just be
Yeah.
a powerful experience. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
because she did some like angel blessings and things before we got started, or before they got started. And I'll tell you, it did make a difference being able to like lay back, like you were on. I don't want to say you were on a bed, but you were kind of like on a lounge chair, and it really did make it nice. And they had a blanket, and it really, you could really
that's
like,
cool.
yeah, it was really comfortable and really, it was enjoyable.
That's cool. Do people can like do they like lay on the floor too if they needed to like have?
No, there's only space for like 14 people. So
Oh,
the
okay.
room is small,
Oh,
that's all they
small. Gotcha.
had, but
Okay.
and everybody was on like a lounge chair, but it was nice. I enjoyed it.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, that's cool. Because yeah,
Yeah.
that's different from what I experienced. Because it's like people like they could bring their own kind of chairs. Because depending on where they do it
Oh
too.
wow.
Like I know one of my friends brought her own chair because she's like, I'm a diva. I need my chair. It's like, hey, I totally catch
It's
you.
not a bad
It's
idea.
not a bad idea at all. In California, we're kind of slow because it's like, you go to like an art place or another place to a wellness center, you could has like enough people could fit in there, and it's just like you spread out, get your blankets, get your mats, get your little chairs too, and just really be comfortable with your stuff and just really enjoying the experience. Like you listen to the sounds and all that. So it's pretty powerful. But your experience sounds pretty wicked with the chairs. Because I don't, because usually you can use a chair too in the sessions, but I never heard that as much. So I have to really check
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah, it was nice.
Cool. And Ron says, "No wonder I am gone here." No shit, Ron. You're funny, bro.
He's already getting ready for tonight, I see.
Oh, he's
Getting
amped up already.
yeah, he's
Yes,
ramped up
indeed.
already.
Yes. So, hello, Teresa L. Good to see you. Good to
Hi,
see you, my
Teresa.
friend. Yes, indeed. So, Ivana, if you're open to it, you want to throw some cards for people who are want to
Oh my
read?
gosh, absolutely.
Yeah, because I know we're 30 minutes in, and it went by so quick. I was like, wait, whoosh, 30 minutes. I was
It
like,
went
damn.
fast.
Yeah, we were just rambling on our mouths, huh?
Yeah,
Which
all
is
about
good.
all our energy stuff, all our spiritual stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So if anyone wants some cards from us too, you're more than welcome to post your questions, in the chat too.
Absolutely. I'm looking for
Yeah.
which decks I want to look.
Oh yes. So yes, indeed, guys. Thank you guys for watching too and supporting Ivana. Also, if you ever want to check out
Thank
her
you.
channel, feel free to do so. She's an awesome, awesome person and very funny too. So I love talking with her. It's really fun. And same with Ron too. So if you ever want to,
Yes.
Ron is awesome too. So I'm gonna check out his show later. All right. One card for Ron. All right.
One card for Ron. Okay, we'll do that.
Cool. Divinely guided says the Reiki practitioner says she will become. Oh wow! Thank you for sharing that, Divinely Guided. She's sharing her stories about that too. I was reading the chat. Okay, so one card for. Okay, Divinely Guided. All right, I got you. I'm just putting stars on questions. So let's see which deck I'm using. I'm gonna use this one. I picked this one. I'm gonna use it. Why not? Huh, take me here.
All right, I got a card for Ron if you're ready.
Yeah, I'll let you go first when you're ready, Ivana.
I got this is from the Golden Insights Oracle, and I got scissors.
Oh, that's a cool deck.
Yeah, it says separation, cutting something out, letting go, and wanting change. So it sounds like,
Mm.
Ron, you're looking at maybe cutting something out, moving forward. Let me see. Moving forward, just cutting something out, letting go, wanting change, something that you don't need or that you don't want anymore. Oh my goodness.
Got your
I don't know
diapers
what
on.
happened there. What happened?
Diapers. That's what I got playfulness for you. So,
Oh, good. I like
oh my goodness. So having
it.
fun with whatever kind of ideas that you want to do for yourself too, bringing that fun energy for you today too. So with that playfulness, that's why you're probably on it, bro. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, what's the message for Ron today? The universe, what you have to share. And I got this really fun energy, and look, sure enough, playfulness comes out. So have
Yep.
fun wherever that you want to experience, this the today, this year, etc. Just really bring that fun, creative playfulness towards yourself too, in a very fun ways too. Even if you have to, when it comes to your spiritual growth too, it could be like a really metaphor for that too. Just really having fun doing that as well. So wherever that really just what you need for yourself, Ron, especially when it comes to your spiritual growth, just really having fun with that too, and just really bring that playfulness to it. So good stuff, Ron. Good stuff. Got your diapers. Yeah, you're always ready, bro. So
All
yes,
right.
indeed.
Divinely guided.
All right, divinely guided. I like her avatar. That's pretty dope. Good stuff.
Avatar. That's what it's called.
Egyptian eye,
Yeah, I love that.
right? Use the deck. I'll use it for her. Of course, Teresa L. I got you. You got a card. Yes, indeed. I got you started.
All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to let my dog in. I'll be right back. And then I'm ready
Of
with my.
course. All right, so Vana will be back, guys. So I'm gonna still pull a card for you, divinely guided. But if you guys are enjoying the show, if you want to show support to Vana, also feel free to subscribe to her channel. And also, if you like what I'm talking about too on my channel, you are welcome to like this live stream, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel too. Make sure you hit the little notification bell on top, so that way you'll get notified for all the content that we're doing on a regular basis. And much love and happy Saturday to all you lovely people who are watching this, whether you're watching this live, watching a replay, etc. And divinely guided, since I'm gonna share my first card for you too. I got illumination, and this kind of looks like the Statue of Liberty, but this is the goddess Hecate. So you see the imagery of this too. It's all about illumination. Finding your sense of independence, your freedom. As you can see here too, with the key right there, keys represent freedom too. So it's kind of like for you, divinely guided, is just to really, with this. I think she's Egyptian too, if you believe it or not. So it kind of goes well with your avatar too. It's all about finding that sense of independence, really being open to that too when it comes to this message, to really find that kind of illumination for yourself, that freedom, that independence, and just really going for it in your own way too. So with this beautiful Egyptian goddess right here too, just really being open to really finding your independence and your freedom too. Just really, just really being your own boss lady too, wherever that feels right for you. So if this resonates with you also, or even with anyone who's watching this live stream also, you're more than welcome to comment. So that's what I have for you too. And much love to you, divinely guided.
Okay. Divinely guided, I got surrender to spirit. It says, once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. I hope you can see that card. You see the beautiful divine light,
That's a
beautiful
card.
golden, yeah, that golden white. And then it says, turn it over to the divine, and you're divinely guided. So it sounds like whatever you're working on, you've pretty much done everything that you can, and it is now just time to turn it over to the divine and let the spirit work its magic for you. It's actually just surrendering to spirit. What a beautiful card to get. I've never seen this one before, and that beautiful light, beautiful.
It kind of
Really
goes
caught
with this
my eye.
one, all about finding your independence, your freedom. Just
And illumination. Yeah, it says
yeah,
illumination on it. Absolutely.
definitely. So good stuff, divinely
That is
guided.
good. I love it.
Powerful.
Beautiful.
Much love to you, divinely guided. Also, so
Yes.
hopefully everything works out for you too. And the next person that we have is Teresa L.
Okay, Teresa, here we go.
All right. Yes, yes, and yes. All right. Talk your
Thank
stuff,
you.
girl. Yes, yes, and yes. That's
And
good.
thank you, Divinely Guided. If you subscribe to me, I appreciate it. Thank you. It says support.
Awesome.
Very
That's
nice.
cool. People get
Appreciate
new
it.
stuff and all that. That's awesome. That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Teresa L. Let's see what we have here. Hmm. My dog is literally looking at me and she's just chilling. She's and it's usually because
Cute.
she's with my dad, but it's like she's with me today. This because I kind of fed her pretty good. Gave her a little chicken with some dog food, and she's like, "I'm gonna be your friend today."
Yeah.
'Cause I gave the same to Ricky too, so I feed them both good. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Feed them chicken and they're your friend.
Oh yeah, give them treats. Oh, they're gonna be your guard dogs. Shoot.
Absolutely.
Right. So you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Go, you go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So, Teresa, I have a powerful message for you too when it comes to you for today. And it's all about release too. So, with this mind God is here eggshell. So, if you see here too, looks really ritual and very kind of like shamanistic in ways when it comes to release. So, when it comes to this message, I'm gonna put it back a little bit too. So, and just like when it comes to this message, just really being open to release anything that's holding you back, that's holding from your spiritual growth. It could be any kind of heaviness from your body, from your mind, from your heart. And just really being open to do that in your own way as well. Just really being open to releasing anything that's no longer needed, that's holding you back from your growth too. Even if it's just when it comes to like relationships or any kind of things that's, really making you feel kind of heavy. So when it comes to like with this, you see this picture, it's like very shamanistic. It's like, ooh, it's kind of like you want to release and all that too. So it's like it makes you like, like with this message, it's like, it's just like a powerful way for you to really just being open to releasing anything that's holding you back, that's no longer needed for yourself. And just really doing that in your own way. So that's what I have for you, Teresa. So
Jay, that card is amazing. That card went like 3D on me. Like I could
yeah,
see
isn't
it
it cool?
moving. Like it's
Yeah. Maybe
crazy.
it's could be me. I'm moving it, but it's like I try to keep it still, so it's like I'm looking
Yeah,
at
but
it.
it's like got a 3D effect to it. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
and my friend, I think it's Stacy DeMarco and Jamie Manton. They created these decks. So, Stacy DeMarco, like we follow on each other on Instagram, and she's a very sweet, sweet person. So it's like big shout out to her for and her friend Jamie
Wow.
Manton for making these cards. She's been doing it for years, and
Beautiful artwork.
yeah, it's beautiful artwork and very deep too. It's like when
Yeah.
I look at it, that's like whoa. It's like shamanistic. It's like just releasing all that, kind of like the put in the fire, kind of releasing that too. So it's
Yeah.
like, ooh,
Just like cleansing fire. Yeah. Well, I will tell you, Teresa, I have two cards. They're both beautiful and they're both kind of connected. The first one that I got for you is Spider Spirit, which says make your dreams real, which adds up to an 11 up here, which is a master number. So make your dreams real as you are creating. I don't want to say you're creating a web, but as you're moving forward and creating, make your dreams real. And then I happened to look at the bottom of the deck and I got Crow Spirit, which is the number 8, which is co create with spirit. So as you're creating your dreams here, make sure that you are co creating with spirit, with the Crow Spirit. The 7 and 17, 7 and 1 is an 8, very spiritual number. Also, like a number that to me always reminds me of eternity or the if you turn the 8 on the side,
Infinity?
infinity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Infinity,
So
not the Infinity Gauntlet like Thanos, but that's a different topic. I'll go Marvel there too. I hear Infinity, I hear Thanos, so that's a different topic. I don't want to go too nerdy, full nerd here too. So I'll
yeah,
keep it.
so it's just this really beautiful. Make your dreams real and make them real by co-creating with spirit. I mean, just both of these messages I thought were great. So if you're moving forward, it sounds like you are moving forward and creating something, and you know, moving forward in a beautiful, positive way.
And moving forward is a good way to releasing too, because you're
And
moving
yes,
forward from the
you're
situations too. So
absolutely
it's
right.
like, yeah, this card kind of goes well with your cards too. So in
Yeah,
this 3D one too, it's like you stare at it, it's like, oh, am I being like in like a spirit, like a spiritual ceremony? It's like, oh, it's like being in the fire and just really just moving forward, releasing all kind of heaviness that's no longer needed. So it's really, really powerful messages you got,
Yeah,
Teresa.
really powerful.
Yeah, and if
You're
it resonates
welcome.
with anyone too, with the cards that we pull for, Teresa, also, you're more than welcome to comment as well. So, yes, you're welcome, Teresa. Yes, indeed, you're welcome. You're welcome. And hello, Kiba. Good to see you. What's up?
Hi, Kiba.
What's up, Kiba? Hopefully, you and your mom, Marcia, are doing good. So, big shout out to you as well. So, thank you for being here too. And anyone else wants a message too, we still have a little bit of time.
we
So,
we
yeah,
absolutely have some time, but I wanted to share.
yeah,
I
okay.
I have a couple things to share, which is we have plenty of time to share them, and if people want a message, we have plenty of time for that. But I happened to watch a video today, and unfortunately, I didn't write it down, and I meant to, but I came across a new person online, and I don't know anything about them, but they seem to have a lot of quotes online that make a lot of sense. And their name is S.C. Laurie, which is Lourie. There's a bunch of quotes, but I printed out two that I thought were nice. And I'll show you the picture. This is terrible picture because I printed it. It's a mess, but you can kind of get an idea of, here's the
Oh,
here's
shoot.
the here's the picture with the quote. But I'll read the quote. It says, "Your truest tribe are those that hear you when you make no sound, and they see you even when you're hiding." Oh, that is your truest tribe. I thought that makes, yeah, that's nice. And then the other quote that I printed out from her, I'll show you that one real quick so you know it, and I'll read it.
Yeah,
It
for
says,
free.
"I wasn't given my wings. I had to grow my own. I had to fight for them, strengthen them, protect them, breathe life into them time and time again. They were no gift. They are a sign of my sweat, blood, tears, faith, story, bravery, beauty, love. But I have made them my gift to the world." Isn't that nice? I was like, yeah, I
That's
wasn't given
beautiful.
my wings. I had to grow my own, and that's often what we're doing. So,
Because when we grow our own wings, we allow ourselves to, grow our own way too. It's kind of like, you can't force a flower to bloom. Like like there's a friend of mine said this too. She got this from, I think it was Tech Nahan, I believe too, and other people too. And shout out to Tech Nahan too, if I'm saying his name correctly, because he's a very well-known spiritual Buddhist too. I think he's in the ancestors as well, because my friend Paula, talks about him a lot too in their mindfulness training. And you just hear this quote. So when it comes to about, blooming in your own way too, just, not allowing the flower to just really forcing the flower to bloom, just allowing it to bloom on its own. And that's like when it comes to growing your own wings, if it's like a metaphor for butterflies or angel
yeah,
wings, or just like your own halo, or even powering up too, if you want to go get nerdy too, it's like really growing in your own way is really powerful, and really allowing people to do that without having to interfere or force it too. It could just really be wonderful. I just want to
yep,
add to that. So
absolutely. You know what? Yeah, and absolutely. And then once as you're growing them, you have to fight for them. You have to nurture them. You have to protect them. And kind of like protect yourself, nurture yourself, strengthen yourself as you grow. In your spirituality and in really the direction that you want to go in life. So I just found that I've never heard that person before, this SC Lori, and I thought, oh, I'm going to look her up some more after the show.
SC Lori, huh? Okay,
Yeah,
I'll look her up too.
yeah, and just
Definitely.
kind of, she just had all kinds of quotes that were like, wow, I never even knew this person
Are they
existed.
like, do you feel like affirmations for you too when you print them out, or is it just like quotes too, or is it like a combination of both?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was necessarily an affirmation. I just liked them, and I thought,
Okay, I'm just
what? Yeah,
asking questions. I'm just because they sound like affirmations, like, or
yeah,
just like
and
quotes too, a
you're
little bit of
right.
both. Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
hey,
This is
that's
like,
cool. I mean, combining
mhm.
both, that's cool. Like a quote and an affirmation in it, and that's like if you want to print it out, making like a vision board of it too.
Well,
It's
I know in here, I mean, I when I printed it, there's a lot of ink that I use, but like you could actually cut this out and frame it. And I'm like, I could cut this out and frame it. It'd be fine. You know what I mean? But
mm-hmm.
oh, thank you. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, great quotes and observations.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're welcome.
exactly. Exactly. Of course. And thank you for sharing that too, because I might look her up too. So what's her name? DR Lori or
Yeah, it's here.
SC Lori?
Yeah, S down here.
Okay,
SC, and
SC Lori.
it's Lourie.
Okay, I'll look her up because
Yeah.
I remember names, but after a few hours, I was like,
Oh,
wait,
I don't
what?
remember.
I used to remember like as a kid, but now it's like I'm getting older. It's like shit, I gotta learn how to remember names again. Shit, but yeah, so it's I get it, but Kiva, we'll definitely pull a message for you, my friend, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah, let's do it. So when I reshuffle, I'm using this goddess deck today too. So nothing
Oh,
wrong with that too.
nice.
For the ladies, even for the men who want some messages like this too. I mean, that's cool. Hey,
Yep.
no shade, no shade to you guys. So hey, rock,
Mm.
talk your shit. Metaphor, just being yourself. So I'll keep saying this till I'm an old man. So shoot, shoot. Oh, that was fast. Oh, I got an instant flipper there. So usually that doesn't happen.
Yeah, this was a lot of energy, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so Kiba, I have a powerful message for you with this for the deck that I was using today, and this is really all about compassion. So from Kuai Yin too. So I believe this is Taoism too in Chinese culture as well, which is all about compassion. And just like for you, Kiba, is just really being open to really just being gentle with yourself, showing that compassion towards yourself, towards other people, everything around you, but especially when it comes to yourself, also when it comes to your own spiritual growth. When we take the time to just show compassion for ourselves, we allow ourselves to really release anything that's no longer needed and really showing that love towards ourselves in a very powerful way. So, however, you show compassion towards yourself, especially when it comes to any part of your life as well, can really just take us far in our spiritual growth in so many ways too. So, and this card really, when I was shuffling, it's like flipped by itself. I was like, wait, what the? Okay, I'm going to share this, and that's what the universe has for Kiba too. And I didn't even think of it. So it's kind of like with for compassion, Kiba, just really being open to do that for yourself and really doing that in your own way to really just be gentle with yourself and everything around you too. And yes, and Kiba says passion, straightforward, brave type card. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Just be really gentle with yourself, really just being that straightforward person that you are. So good
Yeah.
stuff.
And I got the owl spirit. This also, which says wisdom, which is a number 27, which is a 9. I got this also came out, it just flew out of the deck when I started shuffling. And I noticed a couple things. First of all, there's the owl, and you're gaining the wisdom with this number 9 as you get to the end of the journey that you're on. With whatever the issue is, you're getting towards the end. It's the number 9, and you see these beautiful butterfly wings that she has. She's transformed. She's getting ready to transform. She's gained the wisdom. So it sounds
Mm.
like there might be something that you're
Wisdom
wrapping
and
up.
compassion, like those two goes well really together too.
Yes,
So that's
yes.
gonna be gentle with yourself and tap into that knowledge that you have too. So really rocking that too in your own way. That's so cool.
And you know what? And yeah, and to have like two women like that on the, I know you did the goddess deck, but I didn't. I
Yeah.
mean, to have like two strong women that are compassionate with wisdom and
Mhm.
that owl spirit, and also getting to the end of a journey. And then like the 9 of Pentacles, I know in the tarot card, that's like that's a woman who's sitting in her abundance and
Mhm.
everything that she's earned, and she's enjoying herself. And that's kind of how I feel with this card for you, Kiva, that you've earned it. You've been through an experience, or whatever, and you've earned it, and you're sitting there now in your wisdom, and you're enjoying really almost the luxury that that lesson brings you, or that experience brings you. You're really enjoying that right now.
Mm.
So I see you said complete messages. Love that. Yeah. So I hope that resonates. It sounds like it did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those
thank
are
you.
cool cards that you pulled for Kiba, Ivana. It's really cool. So, which deck was that you're using, by the way?
Oh,
The one
that's a
with
really good question.
I mean, you're like, I can't find the deck.
I can't even find the deck. Oh, here it is. It's right in front of me. But I don't know. But I don't have the box with me right now. But that's the back of it. I mean, that's the front. That's
Okay. They
and
look really angelic. That's really cool.
yeah, they really do. And I'm fortunate. I don't have the boxes in the other room or in the
I
cabinet.
understand. I'm OCD because I keep the box and the decks with me. So it's like,
I do
yeah.
too, except for this
Yeah.
time.
No, it's all right. I ain't gonna judge. So I got a lot of decks too that the box would beat up, but the cards look okay. So it's like a Metatron deck and till Sunday. I was like, okay. I was like, that's enough decks for me because after the DC one, I was like, okay. If I see like Dragon Ball Super or Metal Gear Solid or something, I was like, okay. But other than that, I'm good with decks. But when it comes
Yeah.
to like this matches, because I love using the goddesses and sirens deck because it's connected to angels and goddesses and divine deities from different cultures. Like, oh, okay,
Oh
that's cool.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, thank you, Kiva. Much love to you too, and it's always good to see you. And hopefully, you and your mom are doing well too. So I always mention that as well. Sending you love your way to, especially to anyone who is watching this live stream too. And now it's an hour in, so it went by so quick. So,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. And let's see if I don't have anything else. But if you have anything to share, Ivana, before we go, I mean, if you want to promote your
Well,
channel,
I
if you
will
want to.
be on Ron's show tonight at 8:30 on Ron Unconditional Love Tarot, as he
Shout out to
says.
my girl. Yes. Yes. Big brother
And
Ron.
then
Check out his show
next
too.
week I'm coming. Who am I on? I'm going to be with Allie, I believe, on Sunday, and I'm going to be with
Oh,
Gerald of Tarot Stash on Monday, but Monday the 16th. That's not this. I don't think that's this week coming up. That's actually like next weekend. So, but a couple of shows coming up, and there you go, right? And
yeah.
Heather of Jaguar Indigo, and I forget the rest of her name. I apologize, Heather. But we always do
Okay.
the full moon and the new moon, so we'll do those, those readings twice a month, and
Cool.
uh, and of course Kelly with Dozen Cats.
Oh,
We
shout out to her. That's my homie right there. Yeah. Yeah. Kelly, all that. So, yes, shout out to her too and Ron. So,
Absolutely, yeah. So stay busy, right?
hmm definitely. So, like with me, because next, I think I'm trying to do a show with, what's her, Trina, Unique Inspirations.
Oh,
Yeah, so Trina. So I think you guys know her too. And then another one I might do with JJ, and then with something possibly with Medium Kim. So looking forward to doing that too. So
fun.
maybe something
I
like
took
that.
a class with Medium Kim and I think Danny Shea, and it
Uh,
was a color class, and it was excellent. So
oh yeah, Medium Kim is good with those color readings. I got one
yes,
from her, and I was like, oh shit, I got all kind of rainbows and stuff. Like, am I supposed to go to Asgard, or because I got that rainbow bridge up in here with me? I was like, okay, got the purple and all that mostly. But I was like, oh, that's cool. And I had one
she
too with
really
the,
can see the colors. I can't say that I
yeah.
see I see them like in my head, but she seems like she can see them like just around people, really, with her
Yeah,
eyes. I'm not saying that's how she does it, but she really is tuned into that.
yeah, she's really tuning in and very dedicated too. I watch her stuff here and now there too. So it's like, she's really, really a compassionate person too. She really takes what she does
Yes.
seriously. And I
Yeah.
respect that too, because when I first saw her, I believe it was I think it was 2021. And I think the last time I saw her in the group, and I got the color, like the color reading too. And I was like, oh, there's like a whole bunch of colors and my,
Yeah.
wait, what? Oh shoot. Okay. So I was like, oh cool, thanks. I was just asking for a
I'll
reading. I
take
was
it.
like, I'll take it. But I was like, hey, you said one color, that's cool. But I was like, all right, that's cool, that's cool. So
That's
but-
nice.
oh yeah. So hey Sharon Sipe, good to see
Hi,
you.
Sharon
What's
Swipe.
up? So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up. So I know Ivana has a buzzing woman, and I know she don't want to stay for Avengers Endgame kind of session with 2 hours. I know that's if people like to do that, that's cool. I mean, no shade
No,
to anyone.
yeah,
So,
no
but
shame.
I like to keep shows under an hour per so, unless I'm doing something special, if it's like
Right.
my birthday or if I'm doing a reaction video. But that's another story. But you know, if you guys like this show too, if you guys enjoyed what we're talking about, the cards that we pulled and topics we're talking about too, so feel free to subscribe to me and also subscribe to Ivana too. She's a really awesome person. If you want
Thank
to show
you.
her support, subscribing to her channel, liking her content too. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell too. So whether you subscribe to me or to Ivana here too, and I got the direction right this time too. So yes, yes,
I
yeah.
still have it wrong.
Right. I get it. I get it. So, feel free to show her support however you can, especially for those who are watching the replay too. So,
Absolutely.
yes, Divinely Guided. Shout out to you, Sharon Sipe, Ron, Kelly, all the people who are doing powerful things in the spiritual and
Oh,
wellness
yes, they
areas
are.
too.
Yeah.
So, no shade to anyone too, because we're all about growth and hold each other accountable, seeing
Yeah.
seeing our planet being beautiful again, people being healthy, those kind of things too. And maybe continue to practice self-care in our own way too, that can benefit us, our loved ones, and our environment, because that's always been my MO, is just saying it too before I end the live stream. So it's like, it stuck with me. But hopefully I'll see you guys later on Ron's show too. And if
Yeah,
Ron, if you ever want to invite me on here too, on your show, just feel free to let me know. I love to be on it too,
absolutely.
for until I have to do my after hours show, because I'm gonna cut loose on that sucker. So it's gonna be fun. So yes, looking forward to
Absolutely.
seeing your show, and especially Gertrude also. If you ever want to collab again too, Gertrude, you're a fun, very knowledgeable person. It's just learn some very philosophical stuff with you too, and it's just really powerful. And I understand if you had to do some stuff too. So much love to you also. So if you ever want to do a show again, just let me know. I'll make sure to fill it in my schedule too. Oh yeah, bro. Yeah,
Looks
just
like you're
send me
going
an
to be
invite.
with me tonight.
Yeah, just send me an invite, bro. Yeah, man, that's cool. I got my cards ready. I mean, I'll just stay until I can too. So I gotta make sure I take care of my fur babies and all that. So, but
Absolutely.
gotta get some rest. Gotta watch your favorite stuff. Gotta do what you gotta do with your self care practice. That's why I preach every time. Self care is important.
That's
Whether
it.
you soak in a hot bath with your lavender soap, Epsom salt with your spouse, or just
Very
in the
important.
bed. Yeah, I'm telling you, however it looks for you, to do
Right.
it from a healthy place. I'm telling you. So yes, yes, yes. The feeling, the urge. Yes, cool. Please do, Gertrude. Yes, indeed. Anytime we'll work something out. So, and same to you, Ivana. If you ever want to come back on my channel and you want to talk about anything,
Absolutely.
that is totally
Absolutely.
cool. So I'm getting used to this interview thing. I have a really skill at it too, because I've been in film and all that. It's like, okay, cool. I could be like that, not like Larry King, but in different versions. It's like to let people speak their truth and all that. So yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Very nice. I
cool
totally
stuff.
enjoyed it. Thank you for
Cool. I'm
having me
glad you
on.
did. Awesome. Awesome. So we will see you guys later, and you guys have a beautiful rest of your weekend too. So peace.
Namaste.
Namaste. Yes. Yes, indeed.